Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Podcast and Chill on the English Essential Hub channel. I'm Leo, and today we're talking about something really important: time. Our topic today is Don't waste your time, you're never young forever. Time is one of the most precious things we have. Once it's gone, we can't get it back. That's why it's so important to make the most of it. Think about how quickly the years pass by. It feels like just yesterday we were celebrating New Year's, and now we're already halfway through the year. Sometimes we get so caught up in our daily routines and distractions that we forget how valuable each moment really is. Today, we're diving deep into why we should never take time for granted. We'll talk about recognizing the value of time and why it's crucial to spend it wisely. We'll also explore how to find purpose in our daily lives. When you have a clear purpose, it's easier to make the most of your time. And let's not forget about the distractions that steal our time without us even noticing. We'll discuss how to identify and eliminate those distractions. Finally, we'll talk about living in the present moment, truly enjoying life as it happens, instead of always worrying about the past or the future. As always, I've got practical tips and advice to help you start making the most of your time today. So, if you've ever felt like time is slipping away, or if you want to make your days more meaningful, this episode is for you. Don't forget to check out the free PDF in the description below for more tips and exercises to help you make the most of your time. Let's get started. So, why is it so important not to waste time? Well, time is something we can never get back once it's gone. It's one of the few things in life that, no matter how hard you try, you can't buy or recover. When you think about it, time is really the most valuable thing we have. Unlike money or things, which can be replaced, time keeps moving forward, whether we use it well or not. There's actually a study from Harvard University that found people who manage their time well tend to feel happier and more satisfied with their lives. It's not just about being productive, it's about feeling in control of your own time. When you finish a productive day, you feel a sense of accomplishment, like you've really made the most of your time. Yet, so many of us struggle with time management, whether it's distractions or procrastination. That's why it's important to recognize the value of time and take active steps to manage it better. Time is often something we take for granted, but it's the one thing we can never get back once it's gone. Every moment offers a new opportunity, whether it's to learn, connect with others, or simply enjoy life. The older we get, the more we realize how fast time flies. It's not just about making the most of our time, but also about being present in the moment and appreciating what we have right now. Finding purpose in our daily lives is key. When you have a clear sense of purpose, it's much easier to prioritize your time and focus on what really matters. Whether it's pursuing a career, building relationships, or working on personal growth, having a purpose gives direction to our lives. But it's also about being mindful of distractions that can easily pull us away from what's important. Distractions are everywhere these days, from social media to endless notifications on our phones. And it's not just the obvious distractions. Sometimes it's our own habits of delay or saying yes to things that don't fit with our goals. That's why learning to manage distractions is a crucial skill. I'll share some strategies on how to stay focused and make sure you're spending your time on what really matters. Finally, let's talk about the importance of living in the present moment. So often, we spend our time worrying about the past or stressing about the future, but the truth is, the only moment we truly have is right now. Living in the present doesn't mean ignoring the future, but it's about fully experiencing life as it unfolds, appreciating the small moments that make life rich and meaningful. Stay with me, because we have a lot of valuable insights to share that could help you make the most of your time and live a more meaningful life. Now that we've talked about the importance of time, let's go over some vocabulary to help you better understand today's topic. Let's start with the word prioritize. Prioritize, to decide what is most important and do that first. Example, it's important to prioritize your tasks to manage your time better. Productivity, the ability to get a lot of work done in a certain amount of time. Example, Her productivity increases when she avoids distractions. Distraction, something that takes your attention away from what you should be doing. Example, social media can be a big distraction when you need to focus. Schedule, a plan that shows when activities will happen. Example, keeping a daily schedule helps you manage your time. Balance, a situation where different things are equal or in the correct proportions. Example, it's important to find a balance between work and relaxation. Now, let's put these words into practice with a couple of questions for you. First question, how do you prioritize your tasks each day? For example, I usually start by making a list of everything I need to do, then I decide which tasks are the most important and need to be done first. If I have a project due tomorrow, I'll work on that before anything else. Second question, what distractions do you think are the biggest obstacles to managing your time? For me, social media is a big distraction. I find myself checking my phone often, and it can really take up a lot of time. To avoid this, I try to set specific times to check my phone so I can stay focused on my work. What about you? We'd love to hear your thoughts, so please share them in the comments below. And don't forget, you can always come back to this episode and the free PDF for more practice and tips. So, how do you make sure you're using your time in the best way possible? It all starts with setting meaningful goals. When you have clear goals, it's easier to know what you need to focus on. For example, if your goal is to learn English, you can set smaller goals like studying for 30 minutes each day or practicing with a friend. This approach not only makes your goal more manageable but also helps you stay motivated because you can see your progress. And remember, it's important to set goals that are realistic and achievable. In fact, a study by the American Psychological Association found that people who set achievable goals are more likely to stick to them and feel more satisfied with their progress. Speaking of progress, another key point is embracing growth and learning. Learning doesn't stop when you leave school. It's something you can do your whole life. There's always something new to learn, whether it's a skill, a hobby, or even just reading a book. Research shows that continuous learning is linked to better mental health and overall well-being. For example, a study published in the Journal of Adult Development found that adults who engage in lifelong learning activities are more likely to have higher cognitive functioning and life satisfaction. And learning new things helps you grow as a person, too. It can keep you motivated and excited about life. Speaking of staying motivated, it's also important to cherish your relationships. Relationships with family, friends, and loved ones bring joy and meaning to our lives. A study by Harvard University, known as the Harvard Study of Adult Development, found that strong relationships are key to happiness and even physical health. So, make sure you're taking time to connect with the people who matter most to you. And remember, it's not just about quantity but quality time. To sum up, set meaningful goals, keep learning and growing, and cherish your relationships. Doing these things will help you use your time wisely and live a fulfilling life. Now that we've talked about how to use your time wisely, let's go over some important vocabulary we discussed earlier. These words will help you better understand and apply the ideas we covered today. Goal. Something you want to achieve or do in the future. Example, her goal is to learn English by the end of the year. Motivation. The reason or reasons for doing something. Example, he found motivation to study harder after seeing his exam results. Growth, the process of developing or improving over time. Example, learning a new skill can lead to personal growth. Relationship, the way in which two or more people are connected or how they interact with each other. Example, she values her relationships with her family and friends. Learning, the process of gaining knowledge or skills by studying, practicing, or being taught. Example, learning is a lifelong journey that never ends. Now, let's see how you can use these words in your daily life. First question, what is one personal goal you have, and how do you plan to achieve it? For example, my personal goal is to improve my English. I plan to achieve it by studying for 30 minutes every day, practicing with a language partner, and watching English videos to improve my listening skills. Second question: how do you stay motivated when working towards your goals? I stay motivated by setting small, achievable goals and celebrating my progress. I also remind myself why I started and focus on how much I've already accomplished. We'd love to hear your answers, so please share them in the comments below. And remember, you can always come back to this episode and the free PDF for more practice and tips. Music. I hope you enjoyed today's episode and found it helpful. We've covered a lot of important ideas about how to use your time wisely, set meaningful goals, and cherish your relationships. Now, I'd love to hear your thoughts. What's one thing you're going to start doing differently after listening to this episode? Please share your ideas in the comments below. And remember, there's a free PDF with all the tips and vocabulary from today's episode in the description, so make sure to check it out. I'm always here to help you on your journey to learn English, so if you have any questions or need more tips, feel free to ask in the comments or reach out to me on social media. Thank you so much for joining me today on Podcast and Chill. I'll be back soon with another episode, so make sure you subscribe and stay tuned. Until next time, take care and keep making the most of every moment.